Salt Bae above my mouth.
Yeah.
God, I hate that guy.
Scamming millions of dollars from the richest to the poorest, anyone who went to his restaurant, Salt Bae is now literally begging to save his restaurant. And
Salt Bae went from being a global sensation, with A-list celebrities lining up at his restaurants, to losing everything. His restaurants, his reputation, and his empire. From gold-covered steaks to empty tables, from viral fame to lawsuits, the fall has been dramatic. How did a man who once sprinkled salt like magic become a cautionary tale? Let's dive in and see exactly how it all happened. It all started with a simple, theatrical move. The infamous salt sprinkle. Nusret Gökçe, better known as Salt Bae, became an overnight internet sensation for the way he sprinkled salt, slowly, dramatically, almost as if performing for an audience. Videos went viral worldwide. People couldn't stop sharing, recreating, and laughing at the seemingly simple yet mesmerizing action. Restaurants in London, New York, Dubai, Miami, and Istanbul quickly jumped on board. Diners weren't just paying for food, they were paying for an experience. A meal at Salt Bae's restaurant was more like attending a show. Instagram influencers, celebrities, and social media personalities flocked to witness the spectacle, turning Salt Bae into a symbol of luxury and entertainment. At first, everything seemed perfect. Salt Bae's persona worked wonders, but as the hype grew, cracks began to appear. Critics and diners noticed that the food, while visually impressive, often didn't match the exorbitant prices. Gold-covered steaks cost hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars, but didn't add any real flavor. Flashy dishes became a marketing gimmick rather than a culinary experience. The combination of viral fame and ego created a dangerous mix. Salt Bae started prioritizing spectacle over substance. While social media loved his flamboyant performances, real diners increasingly felt let down. The experience had become more about clout than actual quality food. Salt Bae's public behavior only added to the problems. In 2022, Argentina won the World Cup, and instead of celebrating quietly, Salt Bae ran onto the pitch. He grabbed Messi's arm for a selfie and even posed with the World Cup trophy. FIFA banned him from future events, and the internet turned. The viral chef who once seemed untouchable had now become a meme for all the wrong reasons. This incident highlighted a shift. Salt Bae had gone from viral entertainer to desperate attention seeker. His charm was replaced by cringeworthy antics. The World Cup incident was not a one-off. It marked a turning point in how the world perceived him. While Salt Bae sought attention online, his restaurant started showing serious signs of trouble. The flagship London steakhouse, once the crown jewel of his empire, saw profits drop by nearly 50%. Diners left harsh reviews, complaining about overpriced meals and underwhelming flavors. One customer famously paid £600 for a gold-plated steak and left still hungry. Dubai, once a bastion of luxury dining, saw empty tables. Miami, New York, and Boston faced public scandals and closures. The empire built on viral fame was slowly crumbling. Once packed tables became ghost towns, showing that hype could only carry a business so far. Things got worse behind closed doors. Former employees accused Salt Bae of skimming tips, firing staff unfairly, and creating a toxic work environment. Lawsuits described his management style as dictatorial. Staff called it a steak cult rather than a restaurant, where humiliation and intimidation were routine. Instead of running a business with professionalism, Salt Bae allegedly operated with an ego-driven, authoritarian approach. Legal battles piled up, tarnishing the image of a man who once seemed untouchable. Salt Bae's penchant for dramatic stunts backfired in Istanbul. During a tableside fire show meant to impress diners, flames went out of control. 4 customers were injured, including a model who suffered third-degree burns on over 35% of her body. Security footage was reportedly destroyed, and no formal apology was given. What was once a symbol of spectacle became a cautionary tale of negligence. The stunt, intended to wow diners, instead showcased the dangers of prioritizing showmanship over safety. Salt Bae repeatedly made tone-deaf decisions. During the Venezuelan food crisis, he served gold-covered steaks to Nicolás Maduro while millions were starving. Protests erupted outside his Miami restaurant. Around the same time, he posted a tribute to Fidel Castro, angering the Cuban exile community. Actions like these made people realize Salt Bae wasn't just flashy, he was out of touch. His empire had become a symbol not of culinary excellence, but of ignorance, excess, and poor judgment. Even celebrity patrons began to distance themselves. The novelty of dining at a Salt Bae restaurant wasn't enough to outweigh growing controversies. Social media engagement plummeted. Followers mocked his extravagant lifestyle, and the meme that once propelled him to fame now turned against him. Where once people celebrated his flair, they now laughed at him. The golden image had tarnished, leaving a man trying to cling to relevance while the world moved on. Financially, Salt Bae's empire was bleeding. High-ticket items like gold-plated steaks, expensive wines, and extravagant tips were meant to sustain his brand, but diners increasingly refused to pay for the spectacle alone. Profit margins dropped, restaurants closed, and locations that were once packed became empty shells. Even small incidents reinforced this decline. A customer refusing to pay for a gold steak was threatened with police intervention, a move that went viral and damaged Salt Bae's reputation further. Each misstep compounded the perception that he valued clout over customers' satisfaction. Salt Bae's social media used to make him a star, but over time it turned against him. His dramatic salt flips, knife tricks, and staged poses once felt unique, but soon became repetitive and over the top. What was once entertaining turned into something people laughed at, not with. Followers began making memes about him, mocking the very moves that made him famous. Instead of looking like a cool chef, he started to appear arrogant and out of touch. His online fame backfired, and Salt Bae went from being admired worldwide to becoming an example of how quickly the internet turns. Salt Bae's problems grew worse when his own employees began speaking out. Staff accused him of unfair treatment, including forced contracts, taking a share of their tips, and punishing those who spoke up. These allegations painted him as a difficult and abusive boss, rather than the charming figure people once admired. Lawsuits and legal troubles only made things worse, slowly destroying his public image. Instead of being remembered as the playful chef who dazzled the world with a pinch of salt, he was now seen as a harsh businessman hiding behind theatrics and overpriced golden steaks. Salt Bae's empire started to crumble worldwide. His Boston restaurant was shut down over safety violations, while the Miami location drew protests and heavy criticism. Even in Dubai and London, once strongholds of his brand, tables sat empty as customers lost interest. What was once marketed as an exclusive luxury experience now felt overpriced and outdated. Instead of being a destination for celebrities and food lovers, his restaurants became a symbol of failure. People were no longer lining up to be part of the Salt Bae hype. In fact, many were staying away on purpose, marking the downfall of his empire. Salt Bae's fall wasn't overnight. It was gradual, built over years of ego-driven choices. From viral stunts to World Cup antics, from overpriced gold steaks to unsafe events, each misstep contributed to the collapse. The chef who once redefined dining as performance became a warning about letting fame rot your ego. In the end, Salt Bae lost more than money. He lost credibility, respect, and the chance to leave a lasting legacy. A man who could have been remembered as a creative chef became a cautionary meme. Fame can be fleeting, and viral moments can't replace integrity or quality. Salt Bae could have built an empire based on creativity and respect. Instead, he became a parody of himself. Gold-plated steaks, dramatic performances, and viral stunts couldn't save him from poor decisions, tone-deaf actions, and bad management. The story is a lesson for anyone chasing fame. Spectacle can only carry you so far, but substance, humility, and integrity endure. So that's the story of Salt Bae finally losing everything. Restaurants closed, employees spoke out, social media turned, and viral fame became a liability. From global sensation to cautionary tale, his empire crumbled because fame without humility and spectacle without substance can only take you so far. Like, subscribe, and comment below with your thoughts on Salt Bae's downfall. Did you see it coming or were you shocked? Either way, this is a story that will be discussed for years. A reminder that no amount of gold can cover poor choices or a lack of respect.